This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, the focus shifted fast in Detroit as a mid-third quarter brawl overshadowed the Pistons' win over the Hornets, snapping Charlotte's 9-game winning streak. The Titan Ultra Giant Risers are turning the page after parting ways with Calvin Abueva, now setting their sights on a potential game-changing import as the PBA Commissioner's Cup approaches. Led by Vanie Gandler's all-around night, Cignal remains unbeaten in the PVL All-Filipino Conference after edging Farm Fresh. Fernando Alonso says he's taking the new Formula One season one race at a time and hasn't decided if it will be his last. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 10th of February. Now, here's our roundup. The focus shifted fast in Detroit. A mid-third quarter brawl overshadowed the Pistons' 110-104 win over the Hornets and ended Charlotte's 9-game winning streak. It started with a hard foul, Musa Diabate on Jalen Duren, followed by a face-to-face standoff that quickly erupted. Duren shoved Diabate, players poured in, and punches were thrown as officials rushed to break it up. After a lengthy stoppage, 4 players were ejected. Duren and Isaiah Stewart for Detroit, Diabate and Miles Bridges for Charlotte. Detroit got the win, but the spotlight belonged to the chaotic brawl. Meanwhile, here are the other results from around the league. The Cleveland Cavaliers are being called one of the biggest winners at this year's NBA trade deadline, and there's plenty of talk about what that could mean down the road. The Cavs made a major move by trading All-Star Darius Garland to the LA Clippers for former MVP James Harden. This instantly upgrades their offense and adds valuable playoff experience. Harden now teams up with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, giving Cleveland another elite playmaker known to have a winning mindset. On top of that, the Cavs managed to shed salary and move on from some underperforming contracts, which helps with luxury tax concerns. Analysts agree these moves boost Cleveland's chances to make a deep playoff run and show that they are serious about competing for a championship. With a veteran star-studded core now in place, some believe the Cavaliers could become a potential landing spot for LeBron James if he decides to leave the Lakers. But sources say this trade was focused on immediate success, not necessarily recruiting LeBron. Either way, Cleveland has definitely put itself back on the map as a team to watch. The Titan Ultra Giant Risers turned the page after parting ways with Calvin Abueva and now set its sights on a game-changing import as the PBA Commissioner's Cup looms. Here's Zeus Valdez with the details.
Titan Ultra has shifted its focus to the upcoming PBA Commissioner's Cup following the departure of Calvin Abueva, with the team now prioritizing its import selection. Abueva is coming off a strong Philippine Cup where he averaged 23.6 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 3.6 assists, finishing third in the best player of the conference race. Despite the production, Titan Ultra decided to move in a different direction as it prepares for the import-laden conference. Assistant coach Renzi Bahar said the decision was difficult but believed the move would benefit both the team and the player involved.
Calvin is Calvin. So, he's one of our leaders in the team. Plus, syempre, alam mo naman kung ano yung mabibigay ni Calvin, di ba? Plus, siguro is may nakita lang yung management na mas lalo kami mag-improve at the same time, mas si Calvin mas lalo mag-blossom.
With Abueva gone, Titan Ultra is now expecting its younger core to take on expanded roles and maintain the energy and intensity left behind. At the same time, the team has identified a clear need inside the paint. Bahar admitted the lack of a natural center has made the import decision a key factor heading into the next conference.
Basta right now, we are lacking a big guy talaga. So, wala kaming natural five. So, which is, yun yung halos tinitingnan namin na can score, can rebound, at the same time can defend sa mas malalaking import.
Sources told the Scorecard that the Titan Ultra Giant Risers are targeting Michael Gilmore, a 6'10" big man, along with a 6'11" Finnish big man to address their frontcourt needs as the import race heats up for the PBA Commissioner's Cup. The post-Abueva era has already begun, and with the right import, the team hopes to remain competitive in the Commissioner's Cup. Reporting for the Scorecard, I am Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The Rain or Shine Elasto Painters have tapped Jalen Johnson as their import for the PBA Commissioner's Cup, choosing fit over flash. The 6'9" forward comes from the Korean League and brings mobility, defense, and floor spacing, key traits for a Yengyao coach team. With no height limit this conference, Rain or Shine still prioritized speed and versatility over pure size. Johnson now steps in not to slow things down, but to keep the Elasto Painters running. Meanwhile, Cignal stays perfect in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The Super Spikers outlast Farm Fresh 25-17, 26-24, 20-25, 30-28 Tuesday night at the Mall of Asia Arena. Vanie Gandler led the way with a monster all-around night, 25 points, 15 excellent receptions, and 14 excellent digs to power Cignal to a 3-0 start. Cignal controlled the opening sets, but Farm Fresh pushed back to force a fourth. The final frame turned into a grind, tied late until a costly service foot fault opened the door for Cignal. Tin Tiamzon closed it out to seal the win. Meanwhile, the Creamline Cool Smashers defeats their sister team, Chocomucho Flying Titans, in 4 sets, 27-25, 17-25, 25-21, 25-15. Mark Magsayo is officially moving on from his long-delayed WBC 130-pound title eliminator against Italian contender Michael Magnesi. The fight had been in the works for months and was scheduled for multiple events, including the Thrilla in Manila 50th anniversary card in the Philippines last October. Instead, the former WBC featherweight champion has opted to campaign at 135 pounds. Magsayo, who owns a 28-2 record with 18 knockouts, will now compete in the lightweight division. WBC officials have confirmed the bout with Magnesi is no longer in play. Magsayo says he plans to return to the ring in April, calling it the next chapter of his career. The Alabang Golf Club Board has unanimously voided the victory of 2 teams in its annual Mango Tea tournament following protests over questionable scores. The move comes 2 days after the awards ceremony, where the winners were openly booed on stage. Club officials called the scores highly unusual and statistically improbable under the handicap system, ordering Ronin Leviste and partner Darren Flores to return their net division trophies along with second placers Raymond Villafuerte and Edward Tolentino. The controversy centered on Leviste's first day score of 52 points, unprecedented in the tournament's 38-year history. No further penalties were announced despite calls from members for suspensions or bans. The International Olympic Committee has barred Ukrainian skeleton racer Vladislav Heraskevich from wearing a helmet honoring Ukrainian athletes killed in the war with Russia. The IOC says while it understands the desire to remember those lost, the helmet violates Olympic uniform guidelines. Ukraine's Olympic Committee requested approval for the design, which features images of athletes killed since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022 and contains no political slogans, according to officials. The IOC denied the request ahead of Thursday's skeleton competition, but will allow Heraskevich to wear a black armband as a compromise. Heraskevich, considered a medal contender, said he does not understand how the helmet could hurt anyone. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky publicly backed the athlete before the decision. Local organizers have said a fix has been found to stop Milano Cortina Olympic medals from coming apart, and athletes will be able to return any damaged ones for repair. Problems with the cherished medals have been one of the talking points on the opening days of competition at a games that have otherwise run smoothly. Local organizers investigated the medal's mishaps with the Italian State Mint, which is responsible for producing them. American Breezy Johnson, who won the women's downhill on Sunday, was one of the highest profile victims, showing off a damaged medal from which the ribbon had separated. Organizers did not specify what the problem was. A source close to the situation had suggested on Monday that the issue may stem from the medal's clasp and ribbon, which is fitted with a breakaway mechanism required by law to avoid the risk of strangulation or other injury. Fernando Alonso says he's taking the new Formula One season one race at a time and hasn't decided if it will be his last. Speaking at Aston Martin's launch ahead of Bahrain testing, the 44-year-old, now the oldest driver on the grid, says he's fully motivated entering his 22nd season and a new engine era in F1. Aston Martin begins life as a Honda Works team, debuting the AMR 26 under legendary designer Adrian Newey. Alonso expects a potentially tough start after a delayed shakedown, but is targeting a top 5 finish in the constructors' standings and a stronger second half of the season, which begins March 8th in Australia. When we return, Houston's Alperen Sengun has faced heavy scrutiny for his defense, including from coach Ime Udoka. But recent improvement raises the question of whether the Rockets can trust him heading into the All-Star break. Texas-based basketball analyst Chito Sagana will be joining us to discuss the matter when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Houston's Alperen Sengun has had some rough moments on defense, drawing criticism from all corners, even from his own coach, Ime Udoka. Now, he's stabilized lately, but can the Rockets count on him heading into the All-Star break? Texas-based basketball analyst Chito Sagana is here to discuss that matter. Hello, Chito, and welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening Pilipinas, good evening Bilyonaryo channel, and good evening basketball fans. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for waking up early to join me here on The Scorecard to discuss the Houston Rockets. Specifically, Alperen Sengun, 23-year-old Turkish big man na tinatawag nilang Baby Jokic. Now, a two-time All-Star, but recently, he's been criticized for his defense. Why do you think that is so with Sengun as of the moment?
Well, Alperen Sengun is an interesting character, you know. This early, at age 23, as you've mentioned, he has earned a lot of monikers already, mostly of which is attached to Nikola Jokic. Na sabi mo kanina, he's been called Baby Jokic. Pero the more, he's more popularly known here in Texas as Diet Jokic or Jokic Light. Sometimes people dismiss him as Walmart Jokic. And don't even tell that sa mga Denver fans. They consider it blasphemy that he's being compared to Jokic. But anyway, defense, you know, critics will always be critics. But I'd like to impress upon the fans that Nikola Jokic himself and Steph Curry are not exactly world beaters when it comes to defense. And if you follow the blueprint, both Nikola Jokic and Steph Curry have proven that you do not have to be a two-way player in order to win championships and while being the best player. So I think the criticism is way overblown. Nikola Jokic, as I've mentioned, has been the best player in the last 5 years. But to this day, his defense remains the weakest part of his game. So I'd like to go back to that blueprint.
All right, and he's still 23, so he still has a lot of time to improve on defense, but his offensive numbers are great, 21, 9, and 6. So mala baby Jokic nga, or diet Jokic, as you just mentioned moments ago. Now, Chito, being in Texas, I want to ask you this, because last year when the Rockets had Jalen Green, they were number 2 in the West behind OKC. So they trade Jalen Green in a trade that brought Kevin Durant to Houston. Now, Kevin Durant is number 6 right now in the all-time scoring list. You expect na mas aangat pa itong Houston. That's why they brought Kevin Durant in. But right now, Houston is number 4 behind OKC, the Spurs, and Denver. Do you think Houston is underachieving? Because yun nga, mas mataas pa yung ranking ng Houston last year when they did not have Durant.
That's a very good question. Now, Houston won the Southwest Division last year, but people have forgotten they bombed out really bad during the first round. They lost to the undersized Golden State. Now, the thinking is that we need to be better by being more experienced. So they blame youth and inexperience. Now, they have lost a lot of identity with the injuries of Fred VanVleet and especially Steven Adams, kasi ang identity ng Houston is monster size. And they would try basically to overpower you with their size, especially through the offensive glass, and while complementing it with the talented scoring duo of Kevin Durant and Sengun. Pero as thus far, I would not put too much premium on the standings right now. Anything can happen. The most important thing is to become healthy come play of time.
It's great that you mentioned that because I completely forgot that Fred VanVleet was actually on the team last season. And Fred VanVleet, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, a former champion with the Toronto Raptors. Now, one question I have for you, Chito, is when I watch the Houston Rockets, I can't figure out who the number 1 guy is. Is it Kevin Durant? Is it Alperen Sengun? I mean, Kevin Durant is already on the downside of his career, although he's still putting up great numbers, more than 25 points per game. But should it be time na ibigay na ni Kevin Durant ang keys to the vehicle of the Houston Rockets? Because yun nga, this is the trend of the NBA right now. The young guns are starting to take over the league. What do you think?
Good point. Again, I will go back to the blueprint of Denver. So in Denver's scheme of things, you would notice that the offense goes through Nikola Jokic, but he's not necessarily the primary shot taker. Mas maraming shot attempts si Jamal. I forgot his name at the moment.
Murray.
Anyway, the point being is the offense need to go through Alperen Sengun because of his passing ability. Basically, Durant is at his best when he is focused on scoring. So he's a decent playmaker, but he's not apparently he's not the playmaker Sengun is. So definitely Sengun is the future, if not the present. Durant is 38 years old. So I think this early, even if they don't win now, because I don't think they're going to have Durant for so long. Who knows? He has been injury prone in the last 10 or so years. So it's best to, put most of your eggs under the basket of Alperen Sengun.
Chito, how long have you lived in Texas?
I've been here since 2007.
2007, so that's almost 2 decades.
Yeah, that's 2 decades. So I've seen the Spurs won at least once when I was still here. during the time of Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker.
So sino ang paborito mong team sa NBA in Texas? Because you got the Spurs, you got Dallas, who now they gave the keys to Cooper Flag, and of course, you have Houston. Sino ba ang paborito mo sa Texas na NBA team?
Good question. The Spurs, of course. And I think the Spurs is the future of the NBA, barring any unforeseen injuries kay Victor Wembanyama. He does worry me though, because a lot of tall guys are basically prone to foot injuries. So hopefully he will be able to, achieve or yung potentials niya. Right now, I would say Victor Wembanyama is the Ralph Sampson on steroid version
Oh my.
of this game.
I wouldn't want to go that far comparing him to Ralph Sampson because, Victor Wembanyama, his ceiling is so much higher as compared to Ralph Sampson, with all due respect. Chito.
Pero teka ha, you have to remember, first of all, Ralph Sampson was seen as the heir apparent of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he first came over. And in fact, if you would go back to history, even Red Auerbach, the Celtic patriarch, was willing to exchange Ralph Sampson for Larry Bird if he was available. It's just that he was so much injured during his time, kaya he was not able to fulfill his potential. So 7'4", run like a gazelle, and very athletic.
But not alien-like, like Victor Wembanyama. Chito, as a last question, what do you think is the ceiling of Alperen Sengun?
Ceiling?
Yeah.
If you go by career trajectory, kung titignan mo, at least the numbers suggest that he's on par with Nikola Jokic.
Wow.
Remember, he has been an all-star since he is an all-star this year for 2 straight years now. And you have to remember that even Nikola Jokic didn't start this well. He was a backup to Yusuf Nurkic for his first 2 years. And then the third year, he had a breakthrough. So, see Sengun, I think maybe he will graduate from Diet Jokic or Jokic-like to Alperen Sengun.
Well, Chito, it's great talking to you. It's nice to have somebody out there in Texas to talk hoops with, especially being that you're close to the teams like Houston, Dallas, and your favorite San Antonio Spurs. Chito, maraming salamat.
Thank you too, and cheers to you.
Up next, the NBA's biggest question this offseason. What's next for LeBron James? We'll look into his options when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. The NBA offseason hasn't even begun, but the biggest question in basketball is already front and center. What is the fate of Mr. LeBron James next season? At 41 years old, the NBA's all-time leading scorer stands at a crossroads. Return to Cleveland, stay with Los Angeles, or walk away from the game for good. So, we break down the 3 paths ahead for LBJ. Number 1, the fairy tale option, a return to Cleveland. Multiple reports indicate the Cavaliers would gladly welcome LeBron back for a 3rd stint, the same franchise that drafted him, and where he delivered the city's first NBA championship in 2016. Insiders say the push may already be underway. Former teammate Kendrick Perkins, Big Perk, revealed that Donovan Mitchell and newly acquired James Harden are preparing a full-court recruitment effort to lure the Akron native home. Now, with Cleveland positioned as a contender, a LeBron homecoming would be more than a basketball move. It would be a storybook ending decades in the making. Now, the question is whether LeBron is ready to sacrifice money and control to make it happen. Let's go to option number 2. LeBron staying In LA, staying as a Laker, despite rumors and fan speculation, LeBron has not requested a trade, and sources say he expects to finish the season with a Lake show. Statistically, he is still producing at a high level, scoring over 20 points per game and shooting over 50% from the floor. But the Lakers' identity is shifting. The franchise is clearly building around Luka Doncic, with LeBron openly acknowledging that the offense works best through that guy, the younger star. So the question remains, do the Lakers recommit to LeBron or prepare for life after him? Finally, the most emotional possibility, retirement. Even LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, admits he doesn't know when that day will come. LeBron has said he has a timeline for an announcement but has yet to reveal it. This season, he's playing fewer minutes than ever, yet remains one of the Lakers' most important pieces. Recently, an emotional tribute in Cleveland sparked talk that this could be his final run. So if this is the end, it closes one of the most dominant and enduring careers in sports history. 4 NBA titles, multiple generations dominated, and a legacy unmatched. So as the offseason approaches, LeBron faces 3 clear choices: a storybook return to Cleveland, another run with the Lakers, or a final bow from the game that he changed forever. Whatever he decides, the NBA and the world will be watching. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.